All right, so as promised, you guys, this is part two. I had to pull over because I didn't want to be too distracted while filming this one, because it's kind of a continuation of part one in terms of whether or not you're actually a real business person. Again, I always tell people that when I got started in this industry, it was a different time. Like, there weren't so many companies. There were really only a handful of companies that were worth taking a serious look at. Most companies cost, crazy amounts of money to get started with. And so at the time, I could look around and just see success. And that's really what I want to talk about next, because when we're in this industry, the word leadership gets thrown around a lot. And, one of the reasons that we encourage you to get into your books, get into your reading, get into your studies is so that you can actually learn what so many of these words actually mean, especially leadership. And leadership, as defined by John Maxwell, who is across the board considered the man on this topic, simply because when he teaches on it, when he writes about it, when he talks about it, and people actually start, observing what he's saying, it makes so much sense. Especially how he defines what leadership is. He says leadership is influence. It's nothing more, nothing less. And that's exactly what that means, you guys. It is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So some of you're looking for perfection in your leaders. That's not what a leader is. A leader is not someone who's perfect. A leader is not someone who always says what you want to hear them say. A leader is not someone who looks a certain way or dresses a certain way. A leader is not someone who markets a certain way. That's not specifically necessarily what makes someone a leader. A leader is someone who has influence. Nothing more. So don't go adding extras to that. Don't throw something else on it because you think, well, let me just put this on. Well, let me, if you're watching this right now and you're feeling inclined to add something, don't. Because anything you add is not leadership. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing less than influence. If it's not influence, if it's not at that level of influence, it's not leadership. So going back to some of the stuff I said in the first part, if you're joining and quitting businesses, you're not creating influence with anybody. Everyone who knows you're a quitter. When you sign up into a program, they're like, that's the same person signed up into my other program and they quit. Look, we're those people who are responsible to come to me and say, Al, I joined you in Level 1 Network and I quit. Al, I joined you in Crazy Good and I quit. Al, I joined you in Stifort and I quit. Al, I joined you in SolarVape and I changed over to AT&T. Al, I signed up for TSU and 3 months later I went back to Facebook. We tell people over and over, none of this stuff is get rich quick. They nod their head. Yeah, that's right. It's not get rich quick. It's not get rich quick. They go around telling people for 3 weeks, this ain't get rich quick. And by week number 4, they're gone. How are you building influence with anybody in your circle? What example are you setting? See, this is why people follow people who are flashing money, because money influences you. You got to be careful about what influences you. See, depending on what influences you, that is who's going to lead you. See, if integrity doesn't influence you, you aren't going to follow Al King. Because I'm talking about doing stuff the right way. I'm talking about doing some old school stuff mixed with some new school stuff. All you want to do is the new school stuff. That's fine. As I just got through saying, I never discourage someone from doing their own thing. Instead, I continue to look for the ones who are going to come to me and say, I realize that what I'm doing is not working. Let me do what you do. That's what I'm looking for. When you sign up for my system, there's a bunch of videos to watch. I'm looking for you to actually watch those videos. You say, I don't have time to watch all those videos. Well, I took time to make them. I took time out to create the video. You can't take time out to see what I had to say? Well, are we partners then? See, when people aren't doing what I'm asking them to do, I realize, okay, I don't have influence. I might have been able to sign them up and bring them into this business, but apparently I don't have the influence with them that I need. Now, look, I'm a leader. So I'm gonna take responsibility for what I do. I can't take responsibility for what other people do. It's not my job. That's not what leadership is about. My job instead is to increase my influence. Is to continue to do things that show people, hey, yeah, I can follow him. And in doing so, I'm going to attract the right people for what I'm here to do. Because we're going to be thinking alike. Does it make sense? And so as you're growing your network marketing organization, you have to keep these things in mind. That joining and quitting is not a good look. Look, don't be afraid to join a business that goes out of business. Sometimes you're going to make a mistake. Sometimes the mistake isn't you. See, a network marketing company, what's unique about it is it really does rely on the people to make that company a success. So if you have a bunch of quitters in that company is not going to go. When you have teams and networks who jump from company to company, like, for example, I'm not going to name any names, but I did make some videos recently about a huge team that got disqualified from DSD. They went over to a new opportunity, and they're making good money there. The core network, the people at the top, because they know network marketing. They're doing network marketing together. Now, they're also taking advantage of people, in my opinion. But at the same time, some of them are starting to learn. They've hated on stuff I've talked about, like multiple streams of income, working as a team and having multiple streams for that team so that if one goes, you still have others. There are people who are trying to steal that idea. Again, it's fine, because it's a great idea, and that's kind of what happens with great ideas. But as I always tell you, you can work with an original or you can work with the copy, and the copy is not going to give you the same value. The copy is not really going to lead you all the way. They're really not going to look out for you like I'm looking out for you. But again, if you don't believe me, if you're not actually following me, then how would you know that? How would you know that I really care about your success if you're not using my tools? If you're not doing what I'm doing? See, again, I'm looking for partners. See, I already know what needs to be done. I'm looking for people to do their part. And so doing that part, we are going to create influence for ourselves because people are going to see us doing things. And unfortunately, the things that happen to influence, people, is money. So when they see a bunch of people who are from Top Networkers Group at the top of these companies, and we're telling them, Top Networkers Group. See, some of you guys, you join Top Networkers Group and you don't even want to throw it up. You still want to brand your own self. There's a time and place for that. Plus, what does your brand say? Is your brand, I joined this company 1 month and I joined this company the next month and I quit? Is that your brand? That's not Top Networkers Group's brand. Our brand is we join and we stick. We build. We sort. And we do our part to teach our people the right way to do the same. But if they come in and quit or don't duplicate or don't recruit or just try to do their own thing and their stuff doesn't work and then they give up and they go do something else, We're not responsible for that. I can't control anyone. No one, none of us can. And flashing money at people as a way to control people, it really only holds them for a short period of time. Because what happens? They get in, they don't make that kind of money. Now they're the first ones talking bad about MLM. They don't even understand MLM, but they're influenced by money. So they're just going around, and these are the people who end up doing illegal stuff for money. Be careful about what influences you, right? Because whatever influences you leads you. All right, you guys. Top Networkers Group. See you at the top.